Or like this one here.
No.
What? Oh, boy.
Got it right here. You know, few people, when you think about it, have led an interesting enough life at age 38 to justify an autobiography.
But, you know, Tanya's experiences speak volumes,
Oh, yeah.
don't they? From teenage stardom to adult controversy, a lot is covered in Nickel Dreams. Jan Snyder has this cover-to-cover report. Certainly, when 13-year-old Tanya Tucker recorded this song, she became a country music phenomenon. Who would have guessed that more than 20 years later, a phenomenon still... And did I hear you say he was take you to his mansion in the sky. Someone told me that I was colorful and that I had a colorful lifestyle and I'm a colorful person. Indeed, if Tanya's life were a box of crayons, she'd be all 64 colors. And Nickel Dreams depicts that. From the bittersweet childhood of a transit life to the dazzling days of Hollywood parties and the subtle hues of motherhood. I see a contradiction, though, in your personality here. You want those, and there's a large part of your life striving for the simplicity and the home life and everything. Then there is a tremendous part of your life searching for the next party, searching for the next fun time. Oh, the next time I can make somebody else have a fun time. But yeah, there is a fire inside of me that burns that I can't seem to put out. Yeah. And a lot of people have tried. But that's a part of it's a part of me. I don't know really, if I could take some of it out, I probably would at times, because it's just kind of kept me from going over the edge, and sometimes it's kind of pushed me over the edge, you know? We didn't have any ground rules at all. Patsy Cox is the co-author of Nickel Dreams and a longtime friend of Tanya's. Her early career and her childhood were crucial to the book. And we both agreed that it shouldn't be just one big drug and sex episode after another, and that she should be honest about it, but that there was a lot more to her life than that. What's your mama's name, darling? What's your mama's name? It seems that she was almost born with the drive to succeed. She would sing for anyone who would listen, and she had a daddy who made things happen. The journey chipped away childhood innocence, and in 1978, with the release of this album, Tanya's image would forever be that of a party girl, and she obliged. Having a lifestyle which is been totally in the press, it's been sort of like a fishbowl. Thank God it was a pretty big fishbowl. And growing up in the press, I mean, you know, it's hard to grow up. Sometimes they won't let you. You've learned a lot of other things, and they're wanting to keep you down here. They want you to be the same, but yet they want you to change. If there is a high road to take on telling her affair with Glenn Campbell, Tanya tried to take it. After Mr. Campbell's book came out, then all the publishing companies were really wanting to see if I had any revenge, you know. And of course, they found out I didn't. But she's frank about the drugs and the abuse she suffered. She also shares love affairs with Merle Haggard and the father of her children, Ben Reed. There's even a story in the book of how Lee Greenwood once offered to claim he fathered Tanya's daughter, asserting it would be great publicity for both. Tanya replied to Lee, "It wouldn't be that great for Presley, though, would it?" But this isn't a tell-all book. I've tried to tell everything that I could tell without hurting people's feelings. It was very difficult for her. Tanya does not like to talk about herself. The biggest problem I had was leading her back to herself. There is a loneliness revealed in the book. Tanya confesses, it's very hard to have thousands of people screaming for you and then go back to a hotel room alone. I think that's why I'm always looking for a party after a show. I wondered when I got through, is this book about your past? Is it about your present? Is it about how you will always be? Oh, goodness, I hope I'm not always this way. I mean, I think it's a lot about the past. I think it's about the past. But I also think that was sort of the success is the journey, you know, not the place. Tanya's professional journey has led her to her 30th album. Perhaps there's more than a little irony in its title, Complicated, but the simplified subject matter of her first single was very intentional. Critics are saying it's the best work she's ever done. But perhaps the book is the hardest thing she's ever done. I really have a lot of angels, I think. I mean, I think somebody's praying for me all the time.
Now, here's something interesting, too. When Jan asked if Tanya ever considered what her children would think when they someday read this book, Tanya said she tried not to think about that because she was afraid it would sway her decision to be open about the certain things she wrote
I
about.
understand that. Well, Nickel Dreams is available in bookstores now, and today, Tanya began a personal appearance tour that may bring her to your local bookstore. She will show up in New York, Washington, D.C., Boston, Chicago, and Nashville over the next week.
Well, now, in this book, Tanya details her admiration of Elvis Presley, something she shares with millions who idolize him. But the truth is, only a few knew the king personally.
Well, we wanted to hear what an insider had to say about Elvis, so we...